Hello and welcome back to Big Game Hunter. You guys know the deal around here, man. Hunter number one, your boy Lloyd. Hunter number two, my guy, Gutsy Big Cash. As always, Mr. Big Cash, how are we?
Feeling good. Sounding good. He's not too low. Is he sounding a little low, brother?
No, he's good.
No, he's good. Nope, he's good. That's low on our
good.
TV. That's on our side. I'm feeling good. I woke up. I'm absolutely red hot. I am maybe the hottest gambler on planet Earth right now, and I can't wait to talk about this week's slate because me and you destroyed last week's slate.
Crushed it. Absolutely crushed it, bro. I believe Gutsy went 7-3. I went 8-3. I think the Deer, can't forget about our Feelers. Deer, talking about them all the time. I think the Deer had a great week too, if I remember correctly.
Deer had a great week.
I had a good week.
Okay, awesome. I mean, a good week, good momentum rolling into this week. A little bit different this week, only NFL, but we're doing 6 games. We'll get to them. They're big ones, and we can't wait again. We dominated last week. We'll dominate again. Here we go. First game, Bengals at Ravens. Week 10. This is the Thursday night game. My boys, obviously in a must-win situation in Baltimore. The spread is 6.5. Total sitting at 52.5. Guts, I'll let you go first. I got some things I want to get off my chest. I'll let you go first, but personally, I think the spread's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, sure. Spread ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous? Lamar Jackson's record against the Bengals, 9-2. He is the Bengals' daddy. That has been confirmed over, time and time again. Obviously, they won the first time. Are they going to win the second time? Are we going to be getting the brooms out? I think so. I think it's a season sweep. I think it's a clean sweep. I think the Ravens dominate this game. And I want to say one last thing, because also my guy T. Higgins is out. You know how high I am on T. Higgins. Mike Gesicki, anytime touchdown.
If you win this game, you're 5-5. There's a million 5-5 teams. Anybody has a shot to make the playoffs at 5-5 coming down the back end of the Bengals schedule, which is vulnerably easy. So, I trust me, do I think the Bengals can win this game tomorrow? I do. My thoughts on the game personally, I think the spread is ridiculous. 6.5. These games are always close between Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. Lamar wins them a lot. Joe's beat them too. Joe has won there. He's had great games in Baltimore. Obviously, I think turnovers will probably be the deciding factor in the game. Who turns the ball over less? We haven't turned the ball over that much, but neither really has Baltimore. I think it's going to be a great game, obviously, on my card. I want the Bengals plus 6.5. I want the Bengals money line on my card. Both. I want them both on my card. By the way, I'm going to say this real quick. Jermaine Burton. I mean, T. Higgins is out last week. We make a gigantic game plan for him to be one of the main guys to go out there and help Joe and the boys win the game. He doesn't show up to Saturday walkthrough. So he shows up on game day and is like, hey, coach, am I going to play? No. No, you're not going to play. Because you're a rookie. And Mike Hilton did an interview, told him what kind of piece of a shit he is, and he needs to get out of his head out of his ass because he's a rookie and doesn't care about team. Nuts. This is what happens when you draft guys from Alabama. You're a guy. You hate Saban for a reason because he babies them like bitches. And then they get to the NFL and they won everything. No. Hey, buddy, welcome to the big leagues. Plus 6.5. I want the Bengals money line on my card. If you don't win this game, the season is officially over. And that is just kind of how I feel about it. So, best of luck to Houday Nation tomorrow night. Let's go Jets at Cardinals. It's going to be an interesting one, man. I believe the Jets, obviously, coming off a big win against a beat-up Texans team last week. And the Cardinals have, I believe, ripped off 3 in a row.
Look, I'm not putting that much weight into the Cardinals win over the fucking dog shit Bears last week. I was all over the Cardinals last week. I knew they were going to win that game because the Bears fucking suck. Eberflus is the worst head coach in football, maybe, and Caleb Williams, maybe one of the biggest frauds we will ever see get drafted, especially at the number 1 overall spot. I love the Jets here, coming off a win that they still just continue to be the Jets in. The Jets are fucking dog shit. But you know what? The Cardinals are even more dog shit. I love the Jets here in this spot at a pick'em. They're going to win this game.
I 100% agree. Cardinals have won 3 in a row coming into this spot, but have not seen a defense like this. What this defense did last week.
Oh,
what?
I have to disagree.
What?
Dolphins defense. One of the best defenses in the league.
Okay, well, put up 29 against you guys.
That was a fraudulent performance.
Okay, so then now we just have an outlying performance by the Dolphins. Great. They're still not the Jets. This Jets defensive line absolutely took C.J. Stroud back to the barn and beat him because they sacked him 7 times. He couldn't get a pass off. He was 11 for 30 for, I believe, 191 yards. Played like dog shit, C.J. Stroud did. It's the Jets for everything. I want to make this known, by the way, the 4th week in a row that I have a Jets ticket in my pocket. And again, the Cardinals defense is still kind of Swiss cheese. I think that Garrett Wilson and Devontae and Aaron, they kind of found something last week. So if they can keep that thing going, I think that they should be in a good spot to get this game done on the road. So I'll take Jets money line with that as well. Guts, you're on the Jets, correct?
Jets.
I'm also on the Jets, by the way.
You love the Jets. Deer loves the Jets.
That was gonna be my sitting duck.
Has the deer always had glasses on? It just looks like a sophisticated deer.
I've been learning.
Oh yeah,
late in the season.
Absolutely.
I've been learning.
Game number 3, Lions at Texans. This should be a good one. Maybe not. We'll find out. The spread for the Texans here. They are a 3.5-point dog. The total is 48.5. Guts, you got C.J. Stroud back at home, but it's against this dynamic Lions offense. What you got?
This line stinks up the whole fucking room. I mean, it smells horrible. That being said, the Lions offense has been something special. Every time that you fucking watch a Lions game, you can almost guarantee that there's a point in the game you're going to see a stat pop up and it's going to say, Jared Goff, 12 for 12, 120 yards. And then you're going to see this Lions rushing offense that just somehow I can't even really explain it. It's like they just never fuck up is what it feels like. And now they're going to go up against a defense that just has not seen a rushing offense like this, has not seen a rushing attack like this. You could probably talk about, okay, the Detroit pass rush has been a little bit down. It's a little bit questionable what they're doing after Aiden Hutchinson. This offensive line, though, for the Texans is fucking terrible. It's one of the worst in the league. They can't block for C.J. Stroud, and he doesn't love to run. Nico might be back this week. I don't give a fuck. Dan Campbell, non-knees since day one. Give me the Lions in the stinkiest line on probably the entire slate this week.
The Lions always have those couple road games a year where they find a way to lose them, and it's weird, right? Like the Bucs game earlier this season did play very well on the road. I just don't see a spot where they don't cover in this game. I mean, again, C.J. Stroud lost a lot of his weapons. The offensive line is not holding up again. I'm going to say it again. C.J. Stroud last week against the Jets defense, 11 for 30 for a 191. Sacked 7 times, multiple pressures. This Lions defensive line, yeah, Aiden Hutchinson is out, but look, these are guys that can still get after it. And with the way the offensive line is playing, I just find it super, super difficult for the Texans to be able to put up enough points in this game to cover. So I'm going to take the Lions as well. I thought about the over earlier today because it seemed like this is one of those games where the Lions could maybe find a way to somehow let up a bunch of points. The secondary's not great. Maybe Tank Dell has a monster game, but I'm not going with that. Just give me the Lions. I want the Lions minus 3.5 on my card. I think it's the best bet in this game. So I as well will take the Lions here. And me and Mr. Picks Cash, by the way, I'm going to say this again. Last week, absolutely dominated. Last week, we're on every single same side except for the Dolphins game. And we were both wrong because I took the Bills spread and Gus took the money line. So, again, that was just a game, and that's just an outlier. Just an outlier game, okay? Look, and we were on the same side in every other game, and we absolutely cleaned house last week. So we start 2-0. Obviously, the Bengals game is the Bengals game. It is what it is. But in the real games that we're covered, 2-0, give me 2-0 here. Now an exciting game that we roll on here too is Steelers at Commanders. The Commanders are a 3-point favorite in Washington, 45.5. And look, I wasn't going to add this game. And again, I know as a guy that I take a lot of pride in the games that we go over on this show. Gutsy sometimes harasses me because he doesn't like the games that we pick. I don't know if he would have picked this game, but I thought this was an interesting enough game to throw on there. Steelers at Commanders, Commanders minus 3, totals at 45.5. Mr. Picks Cash.
Not too long ago, I faded the shit out of this Commies team when they went up against the Bears defense because I said this is the best defense by far that they have faced so far this season, and we're going to have to – I need him to prove it to me, okay? If you actually watch the game, don't look at the box score and don't look at what. If you watch the game, you would have seen that there were multiple big-ass plays that were called back because of the craziest penalties ever on the Commies, okay? The Commies, they won that game. They should have dominated that game. They won by a fucking Hail Mary. I'm sure we all remember it. Now he's going up against another good defense, a defense that is better than that Bears defense. And guess what? Dan Quinn is fucking licking his lips because when you've watched Russell Wilson games over the last couple of years, you know one thing, and that is that little huddle thing he does when he's about to get sacked, because he does it all the time. He can't escape pressure. When the pocket starts to collapse, most of the time, he literally just collapses too. Dan Quinn blitzes almost the most in the NFL, and I'm telling you right now, this offensive line, it ain't going to be ready for not just the front. I'm talking about the front seven. This team's going to be something special, okay? Commies, money line.
Gus, I kind of have a different angle on this game, and I want you to bear with me, okay? Russell Wilson, since he came back as a Steelers starting quarterback, has put up 32, 37, and 26. And the defense has held every single opponent to under 20 points in those games. Now, they haven't really seen an offense probably like Washington's offense, especially through the air. They're very, very dynamic. We all know that. But the Steelers allow, again, 21st in yards allowed through the air this season. Dak threw for 352 yards against this secondary in a game where he only put up 20 points. And that was the Steelers' last loss. I love the over in this game. Over 45.5. The Commanders' defense is still just not where it needs to be. I just think the rushing attack for Pittsburgh has been the difference in the last 3 games with Russ, and their ability to convert on third down has been massive. They've been able to stay on the field. They weren't able to stay on the field with Justin Fields. He was able to make enough plays to get the job done, but now Russ is back, and on third down, they've been great. A lot of third and shorts, no more third and longs, a lot of Russ play action, getting out of the pocket, making throws. Look, man, I just think that Russ is playing well enough right now to go out there and put up some points, and I just trust Jalen Daniels, from what I've seen with my own 2 eyes, to at least go out here and put up probably 20. So if the Steelers win this game 26-20, the over hits, and I love the over in this game. Give me the over, 45.5. Think it could be the sharpest play in the game, so I'm taking it. Give me the over 45.5 in the game. I absolutely love it. Dolphins at Rams is our next game. Now, I was kind of waiting to see where Gutsy would go and his angle on the Bengals game, right? Now, Gutsy said the Bengals get throttled. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That's not exactly what I said.
Again, sometimes you got to be the bigger man. I'm going to be the bigger man here. Dolphins at Rams against the Vikings, the Raiders, and the Seahawks. The Dolphins are now 2-6 after a road loss to the Buffalo Bills. The Rams defense still really, really bad. That's been the issue for the Rams. Now, Puka Nacua didn't play all last week. He got kicked out of the game. I believe he was ejected. Correct, Guts?
Yeah.
And Cooper Kupp is back, so he got his weapons back. And the Rams offense has been buzzing, but the defense is still the problem. You could argue the Miami Dolphins should have won their last 2 games. Tua came back, played 2 games. He's put up almost 30 in both games, 27 apiece. So I love the over in this game, but I'm not going to take it because it's 50.5. The Dolphins defense is what will win them this football game. I think the Dolphins go into SoFi and they finally catch a break. They find a way to win this game. The defense plays great. I think Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle, you guys can have a really, really big game through the air against this really, really poor and hurt Rams secondary. So I love the Dolphins. I want the Dolphins. Put the Dolphins +1 on my card.
The Dolphins' win last week was stolen, okay? The Dolphins should have won that game. The most bullshit, out-of-pocket, unnecessary roughness called on Jordan Poyer because the wide receiver's diving for a guy. It's just unbelievable. It's so unlucky, unfortunate in every sense of the word. And then Tyler Bass, a guy that should have been cut a couple weeks ago, makes a 61-yard field goal. I mean, it was good from 70. The ball was absolutely crushed. We had no reason to lose that game. We shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals. We were supposed to make moves at the deadline. We made no moves. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Chris Greer needs to be absolutely shit and fired and buried out back. Dolphins do walk into SoFi with one of the better defenses in the NFL, and it's going to give this Rams offense hell. And their secondary, it's not going to be ready for this, okay? This Dolphins offense officially in the deepest corner it could ever be in. If we lose, we're in the same position as the Bengals. Our season's done. It's a must-win football game for us. And that's exactly what we do. We go out and we fucking win this ball game. I just think we turn into a track meet and the Rams just won't be able to keep up. Everyone still loves how they looked 2 weeks ago, and they're a little bit brainwashed by it. Promise you, that's not the Rams offense all the time, especially against a defense like the Dolphins. Dolphins, money line, put it on my card.
Both taking the Dolphins, first time in show history, by the way. So I want to mark that down.
I love history. I love history.
Me too. Love history. Made history last night. Got our country back. That was awesome. 6th game here. Bills at Colts. Just a weird game. To me, I'll let you go first. The Colts are +4. They are at home. Joe Flacco, obviously now the starter after Anthony Richardson has been benched. You've been saying this for the longest time. 46.5 is the total. And Gus, I'll pass it to you, man. It's Josh Allen going into Indy.
The Colts are just fucking dog shit. They're a much better team without Anthony Richardson and just putting Joe Flacco at the helm. They are just better, but they are still terrible. And they have one of the worst secondaries in all of football, and it's going to get shredded by Josh Allen. And I fucking hate to say that out loud, but it is just simply going to. They have absolutely no chance. The only chance that they have, and I'm blanking right now on who the Bills defensive coordinator is. The Bills DC, I can't think of who it is. Blanking on his name. Enter his face right here. Bink that guy.
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady. Thank you, brother. If Joe Brady does just blitzes the shit out of the Colts, that's all you have to do. It's documented. They have laid out the groundwork. How to beat the Colts when Joe Flacco's there? You just fucking blitz him. Because the guy can't move, and he'll take 10 sacks. Because that offensive line, not what it used to be, okay? Secondary is terrible. Offensive line is terrible. They have some good wide receivers. Obviously, the running game is solid. But Joe Flacco is just not going to be able to handle it because, again, if they should turn us into a track meet, just like what I was saying. You should be able to throw the ball 50-plus yards against this fucking secondary every single goddamn drive. At least 1 or 2 times. Guess what? 1 or 2 of them is going to work out, and they're going to score so many points. Give me the Bills to win this game. I'm not kidding. They might win this game by 20-plus points. And I know that it's going to be square. I know it's going to be square. I do. The Colts will be sharp. That is a fact. Understandably so. Bills.
You're talking about one of the worst defenses in football. I mean, against the run, against the pass, it doesn't matter. This team just can't get it done. The defense finds ways to get it done, the Colts defense, against really shitty quarterbacks, which is fine. Well, guess what? You're playing basically the MVP. The Bills always lose that one road game, right, against the Patriots in New England, where they shouldn't lose. They haven't really lost that game this year yet. So this is a weird spot. I don't love it. The line to me is fucking ridiculous. God, it should be -8, -9.5. I can't believe it's not any bigger. So it does feel really, really square. But again, you have to take it. I just don't see a world where they don't cover. I'll take the Bills -4. I want it on my card. We are now going to get to a segment that we do on this show. We do it every week, by the way. I'll put the records on the screen so that you know what we went last week when it comes to our sitting dog. First, obviously, the sitting dog is the biggest team of the week that you want to fade. So we will go straight to our guy, Guts Picks Cat.
Listen, I'm going to get right into it. It's the Rams, okay? The Miami Dolphins are coming in here, like I said, backs against the corner like it's never been. The Rams are not going to be ready for what the Dolphins are going to bring to SoFi because then the week after, we play the Las Vegas Raiders, which, by the way, I'm going to go to that game so I can go see my first win in real life, and I'm not going to miss out on domination against the Raiders. But we have to win this one first. Miami Dolphins, money line. The Rams, crippled. Give me the Fins.
Sounds good to me. Also love the Dolphins this week. Now, obviously, to our fearless deer.
Yep. Sitting duck pretty easy this week for me. Arizona Cardinals sitting out there just nice and juicy. Kyler Murray, tough target, a little small. Black Ops 6 came out, double XP. They pushed a couple days, so he definitely got his licking on double XP. Has a couple levels up now, so now he's gonna start playing the game. Now he's got a couple guns unlocked, and he's gonna start playing. And Cardinals have just been really bad lately. I don't know how they've won 3 weeks in a row.
My sitting duck this week is the Texans. And this Texans team, God said it a couple weeks ago, man, they're just limping. They're falling behind. And you just at some point got to put the lights out. -3.5. It's just because they're at home. It's not going to matter against a Lions team that can put up 1 billion points. So give me the Lions, -3.5. My sitting duck this week is CJ Stroud and the absolutely torn apart offense that they have. Sitting duck this week is the Texans. Lions -3.5 for every last dollar. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 7 of Big Game Hunter. We'll see you guys next week. I'll be back live in studio. We'll see you then.